Hi, everyone. I can't believe that I'm actually around 5 minutes earlier joining the live. And I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. I did my microphone testing and it seems that it's working okay. Also, I still have the old camera. Sorry, the quality is really bad. Sorry, guys, I'm not doing so well. But anyway, so we are in June, right? We are in June. And I'm freezing cold. Honestly, my heating is on at 20 degrees. Because it's freezing cold. It's freezing cold. Yeah. Hi, Chumba. Thank you for joining. And today's live is going to be again about Christian Brueckner. And I don't know you guys, but it seems like lately everything that I'm seeing in the news online is about Christian Brueckner. What's going on? It's even more than usual. Or is it just me? Because it's just all over the place. I mean, I'm checking news to find some true crime cases to have a look at, and all I'm seeing is Christian Brueckner. Oh God, what's going on? What's going on? It's even more than usual. So yeah, that's why I decided to do this live. I mean, if you've seen the video I posted yesterday replying to that comment, I went a bit in depth into my reply to that comment. And I might be repeating myself a bit today again. I'm hoping I won't, but anyway, what I have for you today are 5 news articles. Are there 5? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are 5 news articles. We'll go through them together, and I also play a couple of videos for you guys. And again, we'll go through them together. Now, I just want to warn you here that there are some disturbing things written in those articles. So, just a word of advice before we get started. I'll just wait a couple of minutes because I know I jumped on here 5 minutes earlier. And again, I didn't really give you much notice before going live. I initially wanted to go live 1 hour earlier, but I changed my mind. I'm always like that. You can never count on me when it comes to me being on time, but surprise, surprise, today I'm actually 5 minutes early. Yeah. Okay, so the news articles that I'm going to read from are from different outlets. One is from Standard, UK. The other one is from GB News. Then we also have, of course, The Sun, Daily Mail, and another one from the Olive Press. Now, if you have a look at Google, and you search for Christian Brueckner, I'm telling you, there are so many. I think that the press all over the UK is with this story. Even in Germany, I found the articles. So yeah, he's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. It seems really strange. It's just more than usual. Okay. So because there are 5 articles that I'm going to be reading from, some of the info in the articles will repeat from one article to another. So I will try not to repeat myself, but just to let you know. So I'm going to start with Mail Online. Mail Online, and let me try and put it on your screen. But first, I want to check if this one has any kind of video that I want to play for you. No, not this one. Will be another one anyway. Okay. Let's see. Sharing my screen with you guys. Okay, here we are on the Mail Online. Big bold title here. German police discover Christian Brueckner's emails linking him to Madeleine Mccann. The first ever time investigators have found evidence connecting him to her case. Here we go again with the evidence. Prime suspect Brueckner is standing trial in Germany for unrelated sex crimes. And this one was published on the 5th of June and again updated on the 5th of June. Okay, and it goes like that. German police have discovered an email account linking Christian Brueckner to the disappearance of Madeleine Mccann. Investigators have claimed. So this is just a claim, okay? And then if you have a look at the title here, the first ever time investigators have found evidence, and then in the content it says that investigators have claimed. Okay, never mind. Moving on. I find these things ridiculous, if I'm honest with you. Okay. Titus Stampa, a senior detective, told a court in Germany that investigators had found emails on a Hotmail account used by Brueckner that linked him directly to the case. So I wonder what happened between 2007 and 2024 that only now this apparently comes to light, right? The bombshell revelation is the first time an investigating official has alluded to evidence directly connecting Brueckner to the 3-year-old's disappearance from a holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal in 2007. But Stampa said that he was unable to share details of the evidence as he was related to the killing of young Madeleine. Okay. Again, another one, like I said in my previous video just yesterday, I think. Oh, he's unable to share details of the evidence, but he's still able to share details that Christian Brueckner, that what he found is related to the killing of Madeleine Mccann and alluding to Christian Brueckner. So, you know, he's not able to share the details of the evidence, but he's able to share that he thinks Christian Brueckner killed Madeleine Mccann. Can you see on my face how fed up I am of all of these claims? Brueckner, the prime suspect, is currently on trial in Germany for unrelated sex crimes. He denies involvement in Madeleine's 2007 disappearance. Speaking at the Braunschweig Regional Court in Germany, Stampa referred to the murder email account allegedly possessed by Brueckner. An external hard drive is also belonging to the killing case, and I am not allowed to talk about it. He declined to say whether emails recovered included photos or videos implicating the suspect, as reported by the Mirror. Stampa claimed that police had found a second account where Brueckner, a convicted PDF, had shared media of child A with other abusers. And again, my first question remains, so between 2007 and 2014, what happened with all of these emails? Nobody came across these emails, especially when they mention PDF and child indecent images, right? I find it very hard to buy this, honestly. Okay, moving on anyway. Brueckner allegedly deleted all emails from that account in early 2007 when Madeleine vanished from a hotel resort in Praia da Luz, southern Portugal, Stampa said. I can remember that things were massively deleted in the inbox. There was nothing in there from January 2007. He told the court. Okay, so this is very weird. I have a question. Unless I am reading this wrong or I'm understanding this wrong, I can remember that things were massively deleted in the inbox. There was nothing in there from January 2007. So Madeleine Mccann allegedly went missing in May 2007, right? These emails were deleted in January 2007. Okay, so let's say that they recovered the emails, which were deleted in January 2007. So then how can they say that they found the emails directly involving Christian Brueckner in Madeleine McCann's killing, if those emails were from January 2007, or did I get it wrong? Because if I got it right, it doesn't make sense, does it? Chumba is saying he's supposed to be a housebreaker, dope seller, and he are an old woman, a young woman, and a small child. Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. The Germans really want him for this crime. I don't believe a word of it yet. I don't believe anything either. But I do have a question because it seems to me, unless it's just me, but it seems to me like he's much more in the media now than he was before. I don't know. Then I'm going to carry on. Brueckner is suspected of having taken young Madeleine from Rothley, Leicestershire, from a bedroom in the family's holiday apartment at the Ocean Club Resort on May the 3rd, 2007. British police initially investigated the case before it was archived in July 2008 due to lack of evidence. Her family kept the case open with private detectives until Scotland Yard opened its own investigation in 2011. And the case was archived in July 2008 in Portugal because of political pressure, right? Because there were so many things that the Portuguese police they wanted to do, but they were stopped. And was it Tony Blair? I think he kind of got involved. So yeah, allegedly, apparently. German officials finally named Brueckner as their chief suspect in 2020, and international authorities have continued to investigate the disappearance in the years since. And again, my question is, what do the Germans have to do with Christian Brueckner, Madeleine's disappearance in Portugal, Christian Brueckner being in Portugal at the time? It has now been revealed that prosecutors received access to a secret email account containing images of A after an appeal to Microsoft in 2019. The account was said to have been opened in January 2007, months before Madeleine's disappearance. Now, a court in Germany has heard how Brueckner allegedly attempted to delete many emails showing filmed A of children as young as 3 or 4. Stampa described an email he claimed was written by Brueckner detailing a fantasy about a 5-year-old girl and her mother who are kidnapped and taken away in a van before being S8. It was about violence and brutality and them being S8. One is RA in front of the other, he claimed. A copy of the fantasy story was also found in Portugal in 2017 on a laptop also used by Brueckner, the court heard. Oh yeah, it was Gordon Brown. Chumba, yes, you're right. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I have so many names in my head. Yes, Chumba, you are right. We want proof because there's one thing to have these allegations in a trial in court, and then there is another thing to actually have the evidence to substantiate the allegations because anybody can do any kind of allegations when they are in court. That doesn't mean that what they allege is true. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for joining. Leslie says, I enjoy your videos and analysis of this case. One wonders if we will ever know the truth. I do hope so. Thank you so much, and thanks for being here. I'm not sure that we will ever know the truth. Maybe we might find something out, some part of it, but I don't think we will ever know the full truth. Chumba is saying a very good question here. But if they found all this, what were they waiting for? Exactly. Exactly. Because if you claim as an investigator that you have evidence, then that means that you can arrest the suspect based on the evidence you have, right? So it doesn't make sense. Let me carry on with the article. Brueckner was officially named as the official suspect in the case in 2022 after his yellow and white Volkswagen T3 Westphalia camper van was reportedly spotted near the Praia da Luz resort in Portugal, where Madeleine vanished. So this was spotted. Okay. Brueckner has denied he was in the area at the time and distanced himself from the allegations against him. German prosecutors say that phone logs show he received a call on May the 3rd, 2007, near the Ocean Club. He claimed he was miles away with a young woman at the time. Brueckner also faces allegations. He called his ex-girlfriend on May the 3rd, 2007, to say that he had been in Tomar, a spot where he regularly parked his camper vans. Last May, detectives announced that they would search a reservoir near Silves in Portugal that Brueckner referred to as his little paradise, the first major operation of its kind since a dig in Praia da Luz in 2014. And they found nothing, have they? They found nothing. Since then, the case in Germany has seen testimony from past partners and new pleas for investigation into Brueckner's past hangouts, some 17 years since Madeleine vanished. A former girlfriend of Brueckner previously claimed that detectives in the Madeleine Mccann case had still not searched her home, despite revelations he called her on the night she disappeared. The woman said that on the night of May the 3rd, 2007, Brueckner called her to say he was driving to her house in Portugal and that she didn't know if he had arrived. It was revealed that the woman's father and German prosecutors urged police to investigate the compound near Praia da Luz in 2022, but they never arrived. And this is supposed to be his camper van, but the one we've mostly seen in the media was the one with the stickers on, right? Brueckner is now standing trial, accused of R.A., a woman in Praia da Rocha in 2004, and attacking a teenage girl and a woman aged between 70 and 80 in Praia da Luz, where he lived between December 2000 and June 2006. 2006, between 2000 and 2006, that's a year before Madeleine went missing, and also doesn't it seems like he's picking and choosing these random victims in terms of their ages, because you have like a 5-year-old, then you have a teenage girl, then you have an elderly woman. It doesn't really sound to me like the MO of someone who is usually doing that, because normally they have their type, don't they? But obviously this is not exclusive. So Brueckner is also accused of exposing himself and masturbating in front of children on at least 2 occasions in Portugal and insulting prison officers in Germany. Brueckner was jailed in 2019 for 7 years after being convicted of RA, an elderly woman in the Algarve, in 2005. He is currently serving a RA sentence in Oldenburg High Security Prison, 217 kilometers away from Braunschweig. The current trial began in February and heard from witnesses who say they saw Brueckner in harrowing sex tapes, which showed the RA of an elderly woman and a young girl. Brueckner's defense tried several times to have witnesses ruled out, saying that the case is unfair and prejudiced against their client, because of the link to Madeleine, but all of the attempts have so far failed. And his trial continues, as we know, because now it's all over the news. And I'm done reading from that article. It's just, I don't even have any more words. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, over and over again, because they are still the same issues. Claims baseless, no evidence, no nothing. Yet they name them claims, and then you've got police officers or investigators who are saying that he killed Madeleine Mccann, even though there is absolutely no evidence. And normally, police, they just don't do that unless they would, name someone a suspect or a person of interest, but they wouldn't say that this person is a killer if they don't have if they don't have evidence to support this. So it seems unprofessional to me as a detective for him to come forward and say these kind of things. And also, we need to think about, well, I'm no professional here. Like, I don't have any kind of law degree or anything like that. It's just from, my own research into stuff. But not only is unprofessional, but then it can also potentially destroy an investigation, the police's case, right? If they reveal information and they still haven't finished their investigation. So, and it's usually the police doesn't work this way. They usually keep very quiet until they are certain of things, because they do know that if they go to the media, then it's just going to damage their case. So my guess is that it's not how is that saying, trial by jury, but rather trial by media. Oh, thank you, Chumba. That you are a better detective. You know what? I would love to actually be a detective. I would. And a great researcher. Thank you, Chumba. So now let's go to the article, which is from the Sun. Let me see if there is any video that, yeah, I'm going to play a video, I think, but I need to refresh the page first. Okay, so I'll tell you what, just so we kind of mix them up a bit and it's not too repetitive. Hey, Chumba is saying, I would love you to meet Amaral. I know, right? Oh, God, I would love that. Hey, Jackie, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so what I was going to say is to keep it a bit not too repetitive, I'm going to play you a video from that article, and then I'm going to read you the article. I think that there are more than one videos on the Sun article. This one is from 12th of May 2024. Okay, let me put it on your screen. And I'm going to play you this video, and at the same time I'm going to put on my headphones, so you might see some lights from the headphones because I want to hear as well. And if I don't use headphones, then you will hear an echo. Right, let's go. Just please let me know if you can.
This is the Met detective who took the call that blew the Madeleine Mccann case wide open. DC Mark Draycott told judges in Germany he found a voicemail on a Scotland Yard answering machine naming Christian Brueckner as the man who snatched the toddler. That could still be the call that sees the 17-year mystery solved for good, Describing the extraordinary breakthrough moment from May 2017, DC Draycott said, "One of my jobs was to check the answer phone on a daily basis. I checked and there was a message from a male," from the sounds of his voice. He said he had information and he left a Greek mobile number. I rang the number and I spoke to a man I now know to be Helga Bushing. He gave information in relation to the Madeleine McCann investigation. Mr. Bushing has told previously, outside scope of this court case, how during a conversation about Maddie, Brueckner chillingly let slip to him, "She didn't scream." However, no further information on this emerged in court today. Asked to reveal what evidence cops were given that the rapist snatched and killed Madeleine, DC Draycott refused to answer. He said, "I can't talk about it. I have no approval to talk about it." The refusal to comment came after Brueckner's defense team called the witness to court in the hope he would discredit witnesses and reveal crucial details about the ongoing Madeleine McCann investigation. DC Draycott has worked on Met's 30 million Maddie investigation, Operation Grange, since it was launched on a request from then Prime Minister David Cameron in 2011. The officer told Braunschweig Regional Court Helga Bushing was released from prison in Greece on April the 12th, 2018, then contacted police on May the 18th, 5 weeks later. DC Draycott then travelled to Greece to interview the key witness, before later bringing him to the UK to make a full statement. The officer confirmed publicly for the first time that Mr. Bushing has received no payment, plea bargain, nor any incentive to give his Maddie statement. DC Draycott also repeated Mr. Bushing's claims that the witness tried to contact the McCann's then private investigator, Dave Edgar, in 2009, but was not taken seriously. DC Draycott also told the court the elderly British woman Brueckner raped on camera was beaten with a spatula, it's claimed. Christian Brueckner is accused of a string of rapes and indecent exposure allegations uncovered during the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. He denies all the claims against him. The trial continues.
Femeia cetățean britanic era pasager în...
Let me see if there is. Oh, let me take my headphones off for a sec. Sorry, the language you are seeing right now in that video over there is Romanian. I don't know why it came up. Hey, Sony, thank you for joining. Hey, from Canada. Well, no, not me. I'm not in Canada. I can't speak. Sorry, I can't speak properly. Jackie saying CB should have got the electric chair a long time ago for the horrific things he did, but the medic case was all down to her parents. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Although, if I'm honest, I don't really agree with the execution or electric chair for the reason that it's just too easy for someone to, you know, just to die and not live his whole life paying for his crimes. And I have another comment here from Chumba. When they had a vigil for Maddie last year, her sister, now 18 years old, spoke about her for the first time. Her brother didn't go. I think that's very telling. I think you might be right. There must be probably something going on between the parents and the twins, because now we live in the era of social media and always, you know, sharing everything everywhere. So even if you don't really look for stuff, you will be exposed to these things. So I'm quite sure that the twins by now learned a lot of things from seeing stuff online, right? So maybe they started questioning. I don't know. Jackie is saying, I understand, but keeping them in prison costs a lot more money. Oh, yes, it does make sense. Yeah, you're right. It does cost. Chumba is saying it's been a great money machine, this case. Oh, definitely. And it's still going. It's still going. God knows for how much longer. Right here to play. And then I'm going to read the article in the hopes that it's not going to repeat what is said in the video. But the next video that I'm playing for you is this one. Maddie Mccann suspect bragged about break-ins wearing tights and goggles. Another amazing title for the video. Oh, hi Tilly, thank you for joining. Hi. Right, let me put my headphones on again.
The trial has heard Christian Brueckner intentionally befriended a mum online with a child the same age as Madeleine McCann. The Mccann snatch suspect then met the mum and child, who he described as cute, and said the little girl should become a model. A court in Germany was told the pair went to a local soccer match and visited Brueckner at his allotment, often with the woman's daughter. The Brueckner ex-girlfriend said, "He wrote to me on a popular dating chat site, which I have since found out it's where many paedophiles and sick people operate. At the beginning, I thought it was about me, but when I spoke to him, I mentioned my daughter. She was almost 4. Asked by the prosecution if she noticed Brueckner was interested in her daughter, she replied, "Not at all, otherwise I wouldn't have done that. He just said he found her cute and said she could be a model." She said Brueckner spent time alone with her daughter when they went out on dog walks. "He wasn't threatening, otherwise I wouldn't have allowed it," the mum told the court. "I never had any cause to not let her go." Brueckner also boasted to the mum about his creepy disguise for break-ins in Portugal around the time Maddie disappeared. The court heard he wore tights over his head with goggles on top as a makeshift mask when he crept into tourist apartments at night. The mum told the court, "I can remember he said he had tights over his head with goggles. But when he talked about walking around with goggles on, well, the idea of people walking around with goggles on it's just ridiculous. I just thought, who does this?" A German who lived in Portugal at the same time that Madeleine vanished denied taking possession of tapes claimed to show Brueckner raping an elderly woman and a girl of 13.
Femeia cetățean britanic era pasager în mașina unui prieten.
Right, this video. Sorry, excuse me. Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make. Hold on, let me put the comment on here. So Jackie's saying, what is wrong with people leaving their kids alone with him? Also, I'm going to add to this because that's why I found this video interesting, but quite hard to believe, the information from the woman with the child. So if I got it right, this woman, she met Christian Brueckner online, right? And she talked to him about her daughter, and he said that she's cute. So if you are a person, when you go online and your interest with chatting up with people is genuine, as in getting to know each other and stuff like that, and you share that you have a child, and the other person replies that, oh, she's cute, you don't really think much of it, right? Normally, unless you know all of these stories with PDFs online and preying on children and stuff like that. So that can be quite innocent. But going from there to actually allow a man who she only met online to spend time alone with her daughter, who was, what, 4 years old? That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, like Jackie said, what is wrong with people leaving their children alone with him? And I'm not saying exactly him, because let's say that if she wasn't aware of his history, of his criminal history, then she probably wouldn't have known that he was a PDF, right? But leaving your child alone with someone, with a man you've just met online, not only men, because women can do bad stuff as well, but just leaving your child with a stranger you've met online, how is that? I don't know. And then in this video I just played you also had the other witness who denied actually having had any kind of sexual indecent tapes. which was alleged in court. So you see, there are very conflicting information out there. Jackie saying the world is very disturbing these days. And honestly, I agree with you. But I'm going to tell you another thing here. Before I started doing all of this research into true crime cases in general and the Madeleine Mccann case, I had no idea that it's as bad as it is until I started doing the research and the true crime cases and everything. And I've learned so much in the process. And now I feel like I'm much more knowledgeable than I was before starting my own research. So that's why I'm saying that generally people, if they don't have an interest in this kind of things, as in true crime or reading, researching dangers online and stuff like that, then they might think that when you speak with someone online, the other person on the other end is okay, they are honest just as you are, and so on and so forth. So it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And on top of that, even if you do have some kind of suspicion, you kind of try to convince yourself that, oh, this can't happen to me, or this is not going to happen to me because I'm doing things right, and stuff like that. You know, the old story is like you hear about it, but you can't really believe it, or even if you do believe it, you don't believe that it's ever going to happen to you. Hi, Evian. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, let me close the tab. Okay. Stop sharing this one. Oh, no. Oh, no. I said I'm going to read the article, didn't I? I got lost in the comments. I miss speaking. Okay, I'll bring it back up. Okay, let me read the article, and I'm hoping that it's not repeating what it was said in the video. If there are stuff repeating themselves, I'm going to try and not read them. Oh, Chumba, what are you cooking? Right, so the title for the article is Cover Up. Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner trying to stop. Is this the one I read? I looked at. Yeah. Okay, so the article says something else. Okay. This apparently is an exclusive to The Sun. And it says Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner is using data protection laws. No, I have to read from the beginning. Oh my God, Chumba, you distracted me with what you're cooking. Hi, JC. And JC is saying CB is clearly a monster, but we all know what happened. It was an accident and it was her parents. Chili chicken and vegetable rice. Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, I'm going to start again from the top because you distracted me when you said food. Okay, so Cover Up. Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner trying to stop birthmark pics that tie him to RA being shown in court. Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner is using data protection laws to try and stop birthmark pictures that tie him to a horror RA being shown in court. The monster, 47 years old, had the mark removed from his left thigh to avoid being identified for the knife-point attack on Irish holiday rep Hazel Behan, who will give evidence against him this week. Brueckner is refusing to let a health file that contains pictures of him with a mark be opened, claiming it breached strict German data laws. He raises the prospect prosecutors will not be able to show the images in court, despite the importance in backing Hazel's claims he was the attacker who whipped and filmed her. A source said, "We have in Germany a data protection law that says your personal data can't be published or otherwise used if you have not given your consent. This is applicable to your health data files and Christian Brueckner's defense team have therefore claimed he had never given his consent. Okay, so because I'm reading this out loud, I'm not quite focusing on what I'm reading. So did this article so far mention anywhere that Christian Brueckner actually has a birthmark? Or they just suspect that he has a birthmark, which can confirm that he was the one who attacked that woman? Or is the woman claiming that he has a birthmark? And maybe Brueckner, he just doesn't want to share his files? Or I don't know. Maybe he has a birthmark. I'm not sure. Moving on. The problem for him is the body scan was not a private act, but made in connection with his previous sexual crimes and ordered by a judge. Full body pictures of Brueckner are understood to have been taken while he was in custody for previous offenses, before he decided to get the mark removed. Brueckner is said to have been left with just a scar between his thigh and hip, which his defense team will claim is a coincidence. His defense team have already asked a number of witnesses if they recalled the birthmark. Prosecutors are said to be working on a legal solution which will allow them to use the pictures as evidence in the current trial. Hazel is set to give evidence at the trial in May in person, although a request has been made for the Herod victim to give evidence via video link. I am very curious about this birthmark. Did he have it and then have it removed? The court heard Brueckner filmed as he arrayed and whipped her, leaving her in fear he would behead her in Praia da Rocha in June 2004. During the attack, the masked sicko allegedly asked her, "You are afraid of me, aren't you?" When she lied and said no, he whipped the helpless holiday rep, then chillingly demanded, "Are you afraid of me now?" Brueckner was previously said to have spent £7,500 having his jaw reset and 4 rabbit teeth straightened 4 months after Maddie vanished in 2007. Soon after, a police sketch showed a man with buck teeth seen near the Mccann's holiday flat. Very interesting. So he was a scrounger, he was homeless, he had odd jobs here and there, and he would steal money, and he would have enough money to do this jaw reset and rabbit teeth surgery and treatment. I don't know, because there is a lot of information which, again, I keep repeating, they are just contradictory. So the German investigators believe that Christian Brueckner abducted and murdered her, although no charges have been filed against him. He's on trial for a string of RA and indecent exposure charges uncovered during the investigation into Madeleine's disappearance. He denies the claims. Trial continues. And you know what? This indecent exposure charges, this one is a bit iffy, if you know what I mean, because indecent exposure, okay, you could also be charged with indecent exposure if you urinate outside and there are other people around and they report you, and this is indecent exposure as well. So it's not necessarily that you are showing your private parts to somebody, but rather you are urinating in public, and this is an offense, of course. Okay, I think, have I finished with this? Let me see about this timeline a bit. If yeah, this one over here is just a timeline, which we already know. But I'm going to read this column right here from March 11, 2017. So the Home Office grants Operation Grange an extra £85,000 to continue from April until September. September 2017, British police are granted £154,000 to keep the probe going until March 2018. November 2017, cops moved the search to Bulgaria. In the region, £1,000 is granted. September 2018, an extra 6 months of funding is requested from the Home Office. November 2018, more funding, thought to be in the region of £150,000, is granted. November 2018, UK police re-examine a theory Madeleine left the apartment to look for her parents. June 2019, another round of funding, believed to be £300,000 of government cash, is granted. June 2019, Portuguese police are probing a new clue and suspect after talks with British officers. June 2020, new prime suspect revealed as a German PDF, Brueckner. April 2022, Brueckner formally made an Arguido. May 2023, police search remote Algarve reservoir, Brueckner called his little paradise. Do you see a pattern here unfolding? Do you see the pattern? So that's why I wanted to read this to you. So if you go here, October 24, 2013, it says Portuguese police reopened their case after new lines of inquiries are found. Then, Met Police Commissioner Sir Bernard Hogan Howe called for British and Portuguese police to work together. Then, the number of officers working on Madeleine's disappearance on October 28, 2015 is reduced. Then on March 11, 2017, more funding is added. Because there are less officers, and then they need more funding. And then there is another 154,000. And in November, they moved the search to Bulgaria. It's like they get this funding, then they justify getting the funding with some kind of results, which in the end lead nowhere. Or there is another kind of thing. Something happens that they have new evidence or they have new suspicions, and then the funding is approved. You get what I mean when I'm saying about the pattern? Because then you have, in May 2018, another £150,000 is granted. So then you have 2018, September 2018, 6 months of more funding is requested. In November 2018, £150,000 is granted. And then in November 2018, UK police re-examine a theory after getting the new funding. Then in June 2019, another £300,000 of funding is granted. Then in June 2019, Portuguese police are probing a new clue and suspect after they speak with British officers. And then we know that from then onwards up until now, they are still receiving funding. And if I'm honest with you, this one here, April 2022, Brueckner formally made an Arguido. I don't think I've ever come across any article where it's mentioned that he's formally an Arguido, made Arguido by the Portuguese police. Have you guys heard anything about that? Or perhaps he's made Arguido, but in different allegations, nothing to do with the Madeleine McCann's disappearance. So I finished with this article. Let me have a look at the next one. Oh my God, look at my finger, it's so yellow. I'm a really heavy smoker and I'm left-handed and I always smoke with my left hand, holding the cigarette in my left hand. And I try to clean it off all the time and it's just, Right, the next article will be one from the Standard. And I have also a video. Yeah, this is a short one. Let's see. Yeah, Jackie, I'm also lefty. I'm a left-handed person. Sometimes, do you know what? I actually couldn't do something that was requested of me when I used to work a long time ago in a kind of a factory which was assembling cables for washing machines. They asked me to do something and I couldn't do it because I was left-handed. The only thing I do with my right hand is writing, because I wasn't allowed in school to use my left hand to write. And I am from Romania, but I live in England now. All right, Betty. Okay. Thank you for clearing this up. I wasn't sure. You see, because when I'm reading these articles for you guys, I'm reading the articles, so it doesn't always register what I'm reading. Right. Right. Are we ready for more bull? You know what I mean. So I'll play you the video first. Is it just one video? Yeah, it's just one video. And again, I'm gonna put my headphones in. Hey, why is it not working? Oh no. Bring it on.
I saw Christian Brueckner almost every day. When he was here, he was nice. You yourself, if you had a beer with him here, you would have said, Christian, best friend. Oh, really? It's like that. That's how I experienced him. He has two sides, right? He had fits of rage with some people, not with women, but with men. I saw it after he drank a bit too much, but only with men, not with women.
Brueckner lost the shop and the flat because he didn't pay the rent. He was evicted, but came back to confront the man who was now working there.
He came with a gang demanding his freezer back. He was brandishing a knife in the corridor. He had this long knife and wanted to stab me. He was drunk or on drugs. His eyes glistened like mad, and he was filled with rage.
Were you frightened of Christian Brueckner?
Yeah.
After being evicted, Brueckner moved to a cabin on a nearby allotment.
He was just a normal person to me. He walked past here and always greeted us in a friendly way.
We did not meet up especially to talk, but we chatted during community work about anything and everything. He was a bit odd, maybe, but we greeted when he passed. Other than that, nothing.
Christian Brueckner was in his late 30s at the time and had a teenage girlfriend. This witness says there were signs she'd been assaulted.
I met her at the bus stop and asked her where she had those strangulation marks from. And she told me he strangled her and beat her.
So she told you that she'd been beaten. Did she seem frightened of Christian Brueckner?
Exactly. She was scared stiff of him. She told me a lot of things. She was really scared of him. Look, I'm getting goosebumps.
Okay, guys, so what do you make of this video? I mean, you have people who are talking about Christian Brueckner. You have the first man who is saying that not the first man, but the first woman who is saying that he was violent and aggressive, but not towards women, but rather towards men. And when he was drunk, then you have this other man with the knife thing, with the knife situation, who is saying that his teenage girlfriend, she was terrified of him because apparently he assaulted her, right? Then you also have the thing about him losing the rent for the shop and stuff like that. So I don't know, from reading from the other article, how did he have money to get his jaw problem fixed so that it's not recognizable? I don't know. But anyway, I will be reading the article as well. Let's see. So this one is named German detectives find emails linking Christian Brueckner to Madeleine Mccann disappearance. Police for the first time claim they have evidence of Brueckner's involvement. German detectives claims investigators have found an email account linking Madeleine Mccann, suspect Christian Brueckner, to the girl's disappearance. Titus Stampa told the court emails on a Hotmail account used by suspect Brueckner, which directly link him to the case. Now we've already heard this in a previous video and read in a previous article. Let me see if there is anything which we didn't go through already. So Brueckner was identified as the prime suspect in her disappearance by German investigators in June 2020 in what they have classed as a murder inquiry. Mr. Stampa said he could give details of the email evidence because it was related to the killing of Madeleine Mccann, according to Mail Online. But I think here it was meant to be said he couldn't give details. He told the court there was an incriminating email allegedly possessed by Brueckner. And this one we've already went through in another article. Okay, so that's about it. I told you that this one is a short one. But anyway, it's more or less, the same repeating stuff. Right. Moving on. Oh God, I hate all of these ads. Does this article have a video? No. Right, okay. So the next article that I'm going to read is from GB News. It might be a bit, again, with some information repeating itself. I can't speak. What's wrong? I can't speak. I need some coffee. I need some coffee. Why can I not speak? Right, let's see. So this article is titled Madeleine Mccann, Bombshell Emails Which Highlight Murder Suspects Linked to Disappearance Brought to Light. So we already know that they found an email account. Again, there's mention of Titus Stampa, senior detective. The only thing I can add on here about this article is about Titus Stampa, and he said that, and he says in the article not to discuss about. Though he did confirm investigators also had come into possession of a hard drive relating to the murder, which he also said he was not able to discuss. The detective told the court an external hard drive is also belonging to the killing case, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. When asked about the account used for the exchange of child, indecent imagery, Stampa said, I can remember that things were massively deleted in the inbox. There was nothing in there from January 2007. This is the first time any of the evidence upon which German authorities have based their suspicions about Brueckner has come to light. While prosecutors have spoken publicly about their suspicions and have mentioned proof, they have continuously refused to reveal what it entails. Yeah, because they are the prosecutors. It's not like it doesn't, if they say and they imply, that doesn't mean that they have actual proof. The prosecutors, they work with the police, right? Because the prosecutors are the one prosecuting a person. So they can be how, what's that word? They can play games in the sense of games of words or using specific words just to bring some suspicion on a person of interest, or to make you think like they did something, even if there is no evidence. But I think that you get my point, what I'm trying to say here. The comments come after Brueckner was seen smirking and fist bumping his lawyer as he walked into court today. I don't know why that's relevant. And that's about it from this article. So let me get out of it. And I got to the last article, which is from the Olive Press. And I want to see if there is any video on here. Nope. Right. Our last article for today, guys. Share screen. So, like I said, this is from the Olive Press .es, so Spain news. Exclusive, how email accounts used by Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner tie him to the disappearance of the British toddler. And I kind of have a feeling that this is repeating itself as well. But maybe we have some new information. Okay, the German PDF was using at least 4 accounts in May 2007 when the British toddler was snatched from her holiday apartment. The expat sex offender used one in his own name and another email, moneytime7@hotmail.de, to send and receive child indecent imagery, which he bought and sold. However, it has emerged that he deleted all emails from the inbox of at least one of the accounts from the beginning of 2007. Detectives who secured data from Microsoft and Meta, or as you might know it as Facebook as well, from Ireland in 2019, believe that they were deleted soon after an investigation into him over Maddie was launched in 2013. But hold on a second. This one here. Okay, let me read this again, because I want to make sure that I understand it correctly. Detectives who secured data from Microsoft and Meta from Ireland in 2019 believe they were deleted soon after an investigation into him over Maddie was launched in 2013. But didn't they just say that these emails were from 2007? They were discovered in 2019, but Christian Brueckner deleted these emails soon after an investigation into him over Maddie was launched in 2013. Did I get it right? Because it doesn't make sense, the timeline, does it? Right, okay, let me carry on reading and then we'll talk a bit about it. The information on his direct links to the disappearance of Maddie, then 3 years old, finally came out in a German court yesterday. And today, the Olive Press can reveal the emails of 2 other accounts, as well as his online nickname on Facebook and Skype at the time. We can also reveal how he was working closely with a shady undertaker based in southern Germany called Frank S., who was helping him buy and sell his child indecent things. In one alarming conversation from 2013, Brueckner, who used the nickname Holger Wahnsinn, meaning madness of Holger, told the man he planned to snatch a child and assault her for days. He added he would make lots of short films and document exactly how she's tormented. As well as frequent chats on Skype, he also used 3 other accounts, the Olive Press can reveal. One of these was in his own name, shortened to chris.brueckner@hotmail.com. Another, magicame@mail.de. And the third was 5grosser@hotmail.com. Detectives in Germany have discovered. One of these accounts, which Brueckner's defense have been trying to get copies of, check this out, was described in court by a senior German detective as the murder account. While Titus Stampa insisted he was unable to discuss the emails in more details or confirm if they included any photos or videos, he confirmed to the court of their existence. Speaking on day 22nd of Brueckner's trial over 5 separate sex offenses, including 3 RA and 2 child assault cases, Stampa referred to it as the murder email account, which directly linked Brueckner to the abduction. But as with his boss, Rainer Grimm, who took the stand last month, he said he could not divulge further details as it was related to the killing of Maddie. And then he mentions here about the hard drive again, and about how Brueckner deleted the emails. And he deleted the emails, and apparently they were able to secure a series of disgusting emails in the sent folder. He added that they contained some of the hardest child indecent things ever made, and he had sent it back and forth with numerous online friends. Stampa explained that Brueckner had even given his real name and phone number to one of these online friends, the Undertaker, Frank S., who the Olive Press can reveal has been helping police in their investigation. According to Stampa, Brueckner had used one of his Hotmail accounts to log into Skype to chat to other PDFs in chat rooms. It was here that he cataloged various sets of photos and videos and laid out a number of his sick fantasies. Going under the pen name Holger Wahnsinn, he started to create a RA fantasy involving a mother and a daughter, who he captured and kept imprisoned. Later, expanding it into a 24-page document, the mother-daughter story involved him kidnapping a child and assaulting her in front of her mother. It was remarkably brutal, Stampa continued, adding it had been sent as samples to various online contacts. He added that Brueckner had told them this is just the beginning. Stampa was one of two detectives based at the BK's headquarters who investigated and convicted him of an earlier crime of the RA of an American grandmother. The Olive Press can reveal he went over to America to interview victim Diana Mccann before her trial in 2019. She had been 72 when Brueckner had brutally attacked her in a long midnight ordeal in Praia da Luz in 2006. Brueckner is currently serving 7 years for this attack. He denies all 5 sex offenses as well as his involvement in the Madeleine disappearance. And this was the last article. Sorry guys, let me take this off. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to comment on? Oh. JC. Replying to Chumba, I saw that he helped cover up a contamination disaster by saying that people were safe. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but maybe someone owes him. Just a thought. Are you talking about the Guanco Comare project? JC is also saying it's easy to find a bad dude and make him a scapegoat, but the parents knows what happened. I'm going to have to reread the last article because I forgot what I was supposed to comment on. I should have stopped then from reading. I'm not going to read it out loud. It's just a very quick glance. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yes, I remember now what I was going to say. I was going to say, you remember when I read in the article that it said that Brueckner's lawyers, they requested access to this alleged emails and the contents, and they were not given access. And I've seen that Chumba was asking a question if we know the content of these emails. Well, the truth is that we only know what the investigators are alleging that are in those emails. We don't know what's in those emails, and it seems that even Brueckner's lawyers, they didn't get access to these emails, although I do think that they should be given access to the emails because it's part of their defense, right? I mean, they need to see them. Otherwise, I'm not sure if can this be made, can these allegations be made in court by the prosecution without the defense having an opportunity to review them first? That's okay, Jackie. Don't worry. Oh, JC, I haven't heard of this either. Hmm. Vivian is saying, I believe he's a gross bad individual, but don't take any heat from mainstream media. The Mccanns are responsible. I agree with you that he really is disgusting. That's why I said at the beginning of this live, just a bit of a warning that there are going to be some disturbing things I will be reading from these articles, because I checked them before going live, and there are some disturbing stuff. And I think that it's possible this is the reason why he's being mentioned so much in the media, because of the other things that he did, so that people would make their opinion that he did something to Madeleine McCann. And on top of that, you also have the trial in court where there are 3 judges, I think. There is no jury, and I mean, the more allegations you present in court about him as a prosecution, the more likely it is that the prosecution would convince the judges that he's guilty, rather than the defense convincing the judges that he's innocent. No, I can't remember, JC. Honestly, I don't think I've heard. I have no idea. I know that there was something with Jerry and somebody that he treated or something like that, but I honestly I don't remember. Okay, so I'm done with the articles for today, and before I leave you guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, put them in the comments before I go. I'll give you a couple of minutes so I can leave you to it, because it's just the start of the weekend. By the way, I said at the beginning of this live that my heating is on. I'm in England. Do you have your heating on, guys? I mean, seriously, my heating is on 20 degrees. I'm freezing cold. And it's not just me that I'm freezing cold, it's the house I'm in. I tried to stop the heating for 2 or 3 days, and I could literally smell the humidity in the house. So I had to switch the heating back on, because I was a bit worried it might create mold if I don't. I'm really happy to have all of you guys here. I really am. I am trying to make this more regular, but I can't promise anything, but I'm trying. Yay, Chumba, I'm not the only one. Thank God I'm not the only one. Chumba has the heating on as well. It's cold here as well. Now the weather outside is very windy and cloudy. And honestly, I have to check my weather app every single day to see, is it going to rain outside? Is it not going to rain outside? Because I have to plan my washing according to the weather outside, because I want to dry my clothing outside rather than in the dryer. So I know. When will we have summer? Please be summer. So you know what? I've been here in England for more than 15 years now. Yeah. And when I came here, the weather wasn't as bad as it is now. And I could really see, like, as years have gone by, how much the weather changed. And in the last few years, it seems like every single year, the weather is getting worse and worse. I mean, now we are in June, the heating is still on because it's so cold outside. Last year, I had my heating on until May because, again, it was very cold. The year before that, I had my heating, I can't remember which month, but it was well after the normal time you should, you know, have your heating on. Oh, JC, you are in Denmark, so in Denmark it's cold as well. Maybe the weather is going crazy all over the world now. In Romania, it's so hot you can't even stay outside. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It was lovely having you here. And I wish you a happy weekend. And I will see you in another live. You guys take care of yourselves. And yeah, have a fun weekend. Bye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye. I'm going to have a coffee now. Bye.